Bonjour la classe. Here we are outside of, well, this should look familiar to you, this outside Mandarin Middle School. I've slipped on the virtual reality goggles and we're going to take a virtual trip to Paris. This time around we're going to be going to visit the Eiffel Tower. So let's bring up the map here and you can see where we are here in the United States, Florida. We're going to have to cross over the North Atlantic Ocean all the way over to Europe in the country of France. So let's click there and it's going to drop us right in. And we've been dropped right into the capital city of France, which is Paris. And as you can see, you can see all the different buildings, the cars, the street signs, everything is in French. Looks quite different than something you would see here in the United States. Even just things as simple as the street signs, things like that, even the markings on the road are different than what you would see here. Right in front here we have a bar, some sort of cafe it says, and so that's a place to eat. Usually have those on almost every corner. So here's the map of France. You can see that Paris, the capital city, is in the north central part of the country. And around Paris you see Germany, other countries like that. So let's zoom in and get closer on the map to the actual city of Paris. You can see there on the map it says Paris and it's got a circle around it kind of showing the boundaries of the city. That area is also called Île-de-France. Île-de-France is the region of France. It's kind of like Duval County, and Jacksonville is inside Duval County. Well, Île-de-France is like the county, and Paris is the city inside. So let's jump into just a random street, and you can see here just some weird, interesting looking buildings on a narrow street. A lot of the streets in Paris are very narrow. And so we're just looking around. I'm seeing some of the words right there, the word enfant, which means kids or children. And this is a hotel. You can see the word hotel there up on the sign. And we're close right now to the Louvre Museum. So that's also on the sign, the Louvre. So near that famous museum where the Mona Lisa is. So you can see Paris, the city, is broken up into different districts, and they're called arrondissements. So you see a number with the letters ARR. That stands for arrondissement. And the city is broken up into 20 different arrondissements, or districts. And you can see them on the map. They kind of just are all spread out there. And you can see the river going through Paris. That's called the Seine River. We're going to cross the River Seine and view the Eiffel Tower from the best place to view it, the Trocadero. This is an area of right across the Seine River in front of the Eiffel Tower. And here they have the Palais de Chaillot. It's this building here. It's a palace and they have some museums, gardens, and fountains. It's a great place to come visit and see the Eiffel Tower and take pictures from here. You may have noticed that the sky looks very cloudy. Typical weather in Paris is to be very cloudy, but they also have very nice days too. But like on this night where I was there, it was freezing rain and I had to wear a coat and gloves. In this video, we're standing on the Trocadero and we're overlooking into the Eiffel Tower. You can see at night it has a spotlight that turns, and then every hour there is a light show. So all those lights will start to sparkle on the hour starting around I think 7 p.m. and it goes on for like a minute and it's pretty cool to see. Okay, we're just going to look around the area of the Trocadero and take a look at some of the people, and you see like a lot of crowds will come here to take pictures. It's one of the most famous places to also buy souvenirs. So these vendors will be standing around selling pictures. They sell like keychains, they sell everything. And some of them are pretty aggressive. They'll be trying to get money from you, and so a lot of them you just have to tell, hey, back off. But they will try to sell you things. Sometimes they'll put something directly into your hand and say, here, and you'll take it, and they'll say, now you owe me this much money. So you always got to be careful of those sort of vendors that are walking around here, because they may try to put something in your hand, and once you have it, they're going to say, oh, you bought it, and they'll try to get the money from you. So be very careful not to take anything from anybody. Here in this picture, you can see that guy standing there. He's got his little Eiffel Towers that are for sale. That's how they do it. They set them there on the ground. They have their little area, and they will come up to you and hand them right to you. Some of them are kind of aggressive, some of them aren't, but you just got to be careful. So this guy here has got him set out on a blanket, and if you look kind of around, there's probably some more. Yeah, another guy on the other side there selling his Eiffel Towers. So you'll see a lot of these vendors selling different things, like little knickknacks and stuff like that, which you may want to buy, but you just got to be careful. Okay, here we are. We've made our way down a little bit closer to the Eiffel Tower. We're heading towards the Seine River. We're about ready to cross over and get closer to the Eiffel Tower. This is a view of Trocadero from down further, and you can see all the fountains and things like that, and then you turn, you see the Eiffel Tower in front, and of course a lot of roads and traffic that you have to cross just to get there. So it can be a little dangerous, especially at night, to be watching out for all the cars. You got to know where to cross and check out the signs. And right now we're going to continue our trip to the Eiffel Tower by crossing the bridge called the Pont des Nains. The word pont means bridge, and right now we're on the Pont des Nains. It's the famous bridge that connects the 16th arrondissement, where Trocadero was, that's where we just came from, to the 7th arrondissement, which is where the Eiffel Tower is. It does go right across the Seine River, and this is the bridge that connects also the two sides of Paris. Paris is divided into the left and right banks, and Trocadero, which is where we just were, is on the right bank of the river, and the Eiffel Tower is on the left bank of the river. So this is a pretty famous bridge. It's like it looks pretty wide. There's lanes of traffic. There's also sidewalks. It could be kind of dangerous if you want to go all the way across the middle, so you want to stay on the sidewalks there. But we're going to continue walking across the bridge closer to the Eiffel Tower, and once you get to the other side, there's a lot of things to do. There's a lot of souvenirs to buy, and there's also a carousel. And then if you go down some stairs, which we'll see in a minute, you can actually go down to the river and walk along the banks of the river. And down there you have restaurants. You also have boats that you can take river cruises on. And right here you see the stairs on the right there. That actually goes down. And we walk down the stairs, and here is one of the boats. They have these, what are called bateaux parisiennes. Bateau means boat, and parisienne means they're from Paris. Like if you're from Florida, you're Floridian. Well, if you're from Paris, you're Parisian. So these are the bateaux parisiennes, and they're found all along the River Seine. These are the most famous ones, probably because they're right there by the Eiffel Tower. And you take a cruise. You can. The best time to go is at night, because at night is whenever the city really lights up. But you can go pretty much any time during the day. And while you're on the river cruise, you can eat. Some of the ones serve dinner. So there's the Trocadero, the bridge, the Pont des Nains, and now we are getting close up to one of the river cruise boats, and you can see that there's tables and chairs, and you don't even have to eat there. You can eat right at the restaurant right in front of the boat, but that's a really cool place to eat because obviously it's right by the Eiffel Tower. Probably going to be a pretty expensive place to eat. So what we're going to do now, before we actually go to the Eiffel Tower, we're going to jump on one of the boats right in the middle of the river. So let's jump over Here we are right in the middle of the Seine River. So if we go to the left, turn to the left, that's on the what's called the right bank. The right bank of Paris. There's our boat, our driver. You can see there's other boats all around. And then right there where the Eiffel Tower is, that's on the left bank. Remember, there's the right bank and the left bank, and the Eiffel Tower is on the left bank of the city. Okay, right now we're going to take the boat ride a little bit down the river Seine. We're going to jump under the Pont d'Ena, which we just did. And on the other side of the bridge, we can see that there is another view of the Eiffel Tower and some more boats to take some river cruises on. And there's another shot of the Pont d'Ena, and just beyond that, the Trocadero, where we started our tour. And let's go ahead and hop ashore again, and we're going to take a closer look at some of the boats on this side and some of the restaurants. Okay, we're about ready to go up some stairs and see the Eiffel Tower up close, but before we do, I just wanted to point out that over here on the right, there is a sign that says Bateau Parisien. Remember, bateau means boats, and Parisien means from Paris. So those are the signs that indicate that that's where you're going to find river cruises. Anytime you see those signs, there's probably going to be some of those boats nearby. So let's go ahead and walk up the stairs and get close to the Eiffel Tower. And this is what it looks like at ground level. You enter through the legs. This is one of the long lines of people trying to get in through security. There's a lot of security right now at the Eiffel Tower due to the recent terrorist activity in Europe, especially in Paris. They have really tightened security. They used to have the entire area open where you can just walk around anywhere you want, but now you can kind of see there's a lot of fences, guardrails, security centers. You really can only go in through one leg at a time right now. They used to have all four open, but now they pretty much make everybody go through one. You got to go through extensive security, just like you're going through the airport. So you can see that people kind of hang out over here at this one leg, but the other areas of the Eiffel Tower are kind of blocked off. You can't really freely walk around too much anymore. But you have to go through that long line, you have to buy a ticket, and then you can go into the leg of the Eiffel Tower where they have stairs, which will take you to the other levels, or also elevators. And we're about ready to go to a night shot of the Eiffel Tower. There's another view of the Trocadero where we started, and here we are at night. The Eiffel Tower is very different at night. It's lit up all the time, and then remember on the hour it'll sparkle with those other lights, and it's got the searchlight on top that turns. So a really cool sight to see at night. A lot of the city is lit up. It's called the City of Lights. It's one of the nicknames of Paris. You can see the carousel there lit up. So the city really transforms and it really comes alive at night. It's really a different looking city at night. Here we're looking back at the Trocadero across the Pont d'Ena, and you can see that the traffic in France, they ride on the same side of the road as we do here in the United States. Some people think that they ride on the left side of the road. That's in England and a couple other countries, but in France they do ride on the right side. Their steering wheels are on the same side, so if you can drive in the United States, you can drive in France pretty much the same way. The only thing you got to kind of learn is how to do roundabouts and how to read the traffic signals. they are a little bit different, but the cars themselves drive on the same side of the road, and the steering wheel is on the same side. Okay, our last stop is to go to the very top of the Eiffel Tower, which is where we are now. The Eiffel Tower has 3 levels. The first and second level have restaurants and stores in them, and then you can go all the way up to the top of the 3rd level, which is where we are now. You can see, as we're looking down, you can see the legs underneath us. The 3rd level is just an observation point. There's not really any shops or restaurants up there. It's not as big of an area as the 1st and 2nd floor. So we're looking down now. You can see the big, vast, stretching park that is called the Champ de Mars, which is right behind the Eiffel Tower. And back there, that building kind of in the middle there, that's called the Tour Montparnasse. That is one of the only skyscrapers you'll see in this part of Paris. The reason being, they built it once and then they decided they didn't like the way it looked, so they stopped building skyscrapers, but that one still stands. As we turn, we're going to look over the Seine River past the Trocadero. You see a group of skyscrapers back on the horizon. That is called La Défense. It's an area of Paris where they're now putting all the new skyscrapers. They don't want to put them there where the Tour Montparnasse was built. Now they're putting them outside the city in the area called La Défense. There is also a soccer stadium right there. It's a very popular soccer stadium. Remember soccer being one of the most popular sports in France, or le football as they call it. We're looking down at the Pont des Nains and Trocadero and the Seine River. So Paris is really awesome at night. I really hope you guys get a chance to see it, and I'm going to be showing you more tours of the city. And hopefully one day maybe you'll get to go on our spring break trips that we go every year. And that'll wrap up our tour for today. So merci de regarder. Thanks for watching. Until next time, we're going to show you a little bit more of Paris.